If I had to choose one bread for the rest of my life, it would be nooneh barbari. Today I'm going to show you how to make this traditional Persian bread at home. You can do this by hand, but I'm using a dough maker. Over here I have flour, instant dry yeast, the salt, then sugar, oil, and warm water. Traditional nooneh barbari uses little to no oil, and the water content is higher than most breads. It's pretty sticky, so you'll be tempted to add more flour, but resist that urge. As it kneads for longer, it will become smoother and less sticky as the gluten develops. Very lightly flour your surface and fold the dough into a ball. You can grease your hands with some oil to make this process easier. Grease the bottom and sides of a very large bowl, then place the dough, cover it, and let it proof for 1 hour or until more than doubled in size. This is what it looks like. As you can see, there are large bubbles everywhere. The inside is filled with more bubbles and webs, which means the yeast is active and producing lots of gas. And it also passes the window pane test. All these factors are what we look for when making a very high quality bread. Divide the dough into 2 equal parts, and on a clean surface, sprinkle a generous amount of cornmeal. You can also use coarse semolina or wheat bran. This is important because it gives the bottom the bakery style texture, prevents sticking, and makes it easier to slide the dough onto the baking stone. Stretch them out into rectangles, cover them, and let it rest for 45 minutes. This is my baking stone. Place it inside the oven first, then preheat the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. The glaze that goes on top is called Romal. It's sort of a cooked starch paste that gives it a glossy, crisp, and golden crust. Add all the ingredients to your pot and stir constantly on medium-low heat for 5 minutes or less. Don't let it get too thick. Now generously spread on the Romal and make the signature grooves with your fingers. And finally top with sesame seeds. Once your oven is preheated, fill a baking pan halfway with water and place it underneath. I'm using a paddle to slide under the baking sheet, then I'm placing the baking sheet onto the stone. This should take 11 minutes to bake perfectly, then slide it onto a cooling rack. Nooneh barbari is super crisp and tender straight out of the oven, then it will soften up as it cools down. This grainy texture on the bottom is from the cornmeal, and it's exactly what we want. You can eat this bread at any meal. If you have it for breakfast, I recommend trying it with knead, paneer or sabzi, which is butter, cheese, like feta cheese, and fresh herbs. To store it, cut it into your preferred size and place it in a plastic bag.